Today we are deriving the transformation matrix which are required in order to use these two transformation functions or projection system in our programming. I think we had discussed up to how to derive the transformation matrix for perspective projection. In continuation, we try to catch one or 2 points. A set of lines not parallel to the projection plane converge at a vanishing point. This is the vanishing point. So all of them will be projected, and vanishing point is the where it converges. So it can be thought of a 3D as the projection of a point at infinity. So here the homogeneous coordinate is 0. So if you want to, with respect to any point x, y, x comma y comma 1 we are using, since it is coinciding at the infinity, we are taking it as 0. But if you are placing a plane in between any one of this, then we'll try to find out the distance. We use this distance as the measuring terms with respect to your object projected onto the plane. Let us understand this with respect to any of the. So there are 3 types of projection in perspective. That is called one point projection here. One point projection. The projection plane cuts one axis only. At any one axis only it cuts. So then we call it as one point projection. Example, say one principal face is parallel to the projection face. If you observe this picture, the only one principal face, whatever you choose, is parallel to the projection plane. This is the diagram. So if it is one point perspective is used, the diagram or the art created by using painting concept, it looks like this. So let us use another perspective, that is 2-point perspective. Here one principal direction, that is axis, is parallel to the projection plane. One principal axis is parallel, so it looks like this. So one principal axis is parallel to the projection plane. Hence, if you observe the x, y, z axis support, this is the projection plane. Then we call it as 2-point perspective. So this is the drawing. Using 2-point perspective, it is drawn. And the third one, that is 3-point perspective, nothing is parallel to the projection plane. If you observe, any one of this is not at all parallel to any of our projection plane. That's why it looks different. Usually used when looking up at or down in with respect to any object, this type of output will come. Example, 3-point perspective. If you observe this picture is observed from 3-point perspective, generally held to add little beyond 2-point perspective. If you want to do, then we are going to make use of this concept. Anyway, these are all 1-point, 2-point, 3-point perspective concept. From the graphics perspective, it is observed. By general, we try to find out the transformation matrix for this perspective projection. This is the outcome when you draw a picture using 3-point perspective. So those who are know little bit concept on drawing, they will make use of this perspective projection to give the view to the different object what they are going to draw. So now we'll try to define a transformation matrix or perspective projection. Very simplest case. This is the plane. This is the point P of x comma y comma z. We are projecting onto this plane, and it is going. This point is plotted in this plane at xp comma yp d. D is the distance. Previously, all these points are getting coincide at origin at the CO center of projection. Now we are not making it to coincide, we are placing at some point of plane, hence it is at a distance of d. Now you can observe our homogeneous coordinate system. Now xp comma yp comma d. In all orthogonal, we have taken it as 1. In perspective, with respect to origin, it was 0. Now it is d. With respect to this d distance, we can move this plane wherever you want. Based on the position of this viewing plane, the object will be bigger or smaller, that effective output that you can be observed. So now we can come to conclude. The center of projection is at the origin. The projection plane is at z is equal to d. So using this data, we'll try to find out the given data are now x, y, z with respect to any point and the distance d. Using this, you have to find out the value of xp and yp. So this is the observation. That is xyz is projected onto your plane, viewing plane. What is the equivalent value of xp, yp? And to observe this projection, now we'll take this diagram. This is very clear. Point P, x comma y comma z, that is the distance z. Here the z dash will be at d from the origin. The values of other two values are x dash, y dash, or xp comma yp, whichever convenient you can take. Using similar triangle property, there are two triangles is formed here. If you observe this one triangle, this another one smaller triangle. If you use these two similar triangle property, we can say y dash divided by d, which is equal to y by z. Y by z equal to y dash by d. So here unknown quantity is y dash. We have to identify y dash. That's why y dash is equal to y into d divided by z. Similarly, another value, that is x dash by d is equal to x by z. If you use the same similar triangle property support, x dash is equal to x into d divided by z. Whereas already you know the z dash value, z dash is equal to d. So you know you calculated the values of x dash, y dash and z dash, which is required to plot on your screen at some particular position at a d from the origin at a distance of d of your viewing plane. So you can represent in matrix form these three values xp, yp, zp, that is x dash, y dash, z dash, x by z by d. So if you observe this, x, the d can be taken to the denominator, z by d, x dash is equal to x z by d, y dash is equal to y by z by d, and d. That is how 3 points are plotted. In homogeneous coordinate system, if you want to represent this in matrix form, the z by d can be taken to the fourth row, resulting x, y, z, z by d. So if you use this representation, it will be comfortable in representing your data by introducing one more row just as homogeneous coordinate representation. Then resulting transformation matrix looks 1 0 0 0 1 0 0, and if you observe only that last row will be 0 0 1 by d 1. Now use this transformation matrix, multiply with your data, then the new values of x dash, y dash, z dash, similar to our scaling rotation matrix, the way in which you have calculated, in the same fashion you can. This is the transformation matrix for perspective projection. So this question is usually we asked in your exam. Derive the transformation matrix in perspective. So you can write a note of this and draw this diagram, and using similar triangle property, you try to calculate the x dash, y dash and z dash, and finally you derive the transformation matrix. Using this model view matrix support, we try to project our object onto the screen using perspective projection system. So you can finally XP, now observe this, it is written in row. There is a T here that represent it is column representation. XP, YP, D1 which is equal to d into x divided by z, dyz d1 or transformation. Another word, it is x comma y comma z, x, y, z, z by d. So the transformation can be represented as a 4 cross 4 matrix. This is the perspective transformation matrix. So here the z column will be 0, 0, 0, 0. And in the third column, it is last row 1 by d. So you just observe these changes in your transformation matrix. This is used. New point that will be your perspective matrix is multiplied with your input data to get the values of the new points. So x, y, z, w, t equal to x, y, z, z by t in column major order, transpose of this effect. So this is the derivation of perspective projection system. So there are similar to perspective projection, we have already come across parallel projection. We will try to understand in depth the usage of this parallel projection in all angles. Finally, the planar geometry projection is classified into two categories. So the perspective is very interesting, but it gives a realistic picture. So you are having 1 point perspective, 2 point and 3 point perspective projections which are there. In parallel projection, there is orthographic projection. That is the orthographic, using this projection only we have drawn many of the pictures now. You can view the object when it is projected in orthographic as top view, front view, side view, 3 views. In axonometric projection, I think in your first year drawing, you observed the object at 45 degree, the object are 30 degree, that is isometric projection. So there are so many other type of projection concept with respect to axonometric, that is the angle of view. Isometric is the one of the technique used in many times in order to give the effects. So this is the general classification of all. Try to note this diagram, and we'll discuss. We have cleared this perspective projection transformation. Now we'll derive the parallel projection. We already used it as GL ortho, but even then, what is the the technique behind GL ortho API is this parallel projection concept. Now in next program, we are using perspective projection. So in parallel projection, the center of projection is infinite. So in orthography, the normal to the projection plane is same as the direction to the center of projection. So this is all these lines or projection lines will go parallel to each other. So whenever this object is observed from the front, it will not give a 3D effect of this object. We can see only the front view, just like a small rectangle with one line that specifies the two lines here. There is front support line and this is back support line. This distance is shortened here. If you observe, that is the front view. We cannot say whether it is a 3D object. If you see from side view, you can see only one triangle. From the top view, you can see the effect more. The three small rectangles that you can observe. Even though the 3D object, from one view, we are unable to get the 3D objects. So combining this front view, side view and top view, we are able to get the object. This is, if you observe, all these lines go parallel to each other, perpendicular to the plane. Hence it is called as orthographic projection. So the front elevation, side elevation. If you observe this in a particular angle, for example, if you put 45 degree and if you project to a plane here, then we call it as oblique projection. So this is the diagram we have done in your first year. Now we are making use of this concept here in order to analyze the 3D pictures. So here in the orthographic projection, the derivation of the transformation matrix is very simple because one projection plane Z equal to 0. So the values of xp will be x as it is, yp will be y, because the same point that will be projected here, we are not calculating the different values of xp and yp. Hence, the ortho in the matrix representation, if you observe, the diagonal matrix values will be 1, 1. Here x is equal to xp, yp is equal to yp, whereas z is equal to 0. So using this, this is the orthographic transformation matrix. In the case of perspective, observe the difference. Here it is 1 by d is there. So remaining things in this column will 0, whereas in the perspective, the last column will be 0. So these are the observation you had to do with respect to these two projections. These are the only two transformation matrix derivation is there in your syllabus, and it is this question is repeatedly asked in your exam. Derive the transformation matrix for orthographic and perspective. Try to answer with a diagram and the corresponding derivation. So I think in the program in orthographic projection, you already used GL ortho -1, 1, -1, 1, -1, 1. So all these X, Y, Z near and far support were used. This is -1, -1, 1. The far away pointer is 1, 1, -1. So this concept you use. Now we can understand how this matrix, GL projection matrix, uses here in order to give your data into the output screen. Though the whole projection concept is done with the help of representing this data at the origin. Based on our request or our own domain, we are going to shrink or increase the projection volume. That can be done with the help of these two support, that is moving the center to the origin. The center point you want to move it. Along the x-axis, it is left plus right divided by 2. Similarly, with respect to y, z, bottom plus top divided by 2, near plus far divided by 2 helps moving the center to the origin. This is the transformation support. Then finally, you want to scale it to the length of 2. If it depends on your scaling factor, you can shift scaling that object by 2 units. So the translate and scale in a transformation matrix, that is scaling and as well as translation. You remember translation is get multiplied with scaling. That is reverse operation is done in OpenGL concept. Using this combined effect, you are able to get the effect of GL ortho. If you observe this is a viewing volume is 2 units, -1 to +1. That's why the total units occupied, viewing volume occupied by two units of it, from front to back on all the directions. So with this GL orthographic projection, whatever you use, we are revisiting once again this concept with the help of projection matrix derivation at this stage. So with this, I hope we'll try to summarize this concept. The scaling factor divided by 2 divided by right minus left. So this is the Sx value, Sy value, Sz value. This is right plus left divided by right minus left. This is the translation by Tx, Ty, Tz. Applying on the point, you're able to get P dash. In orthographic presentation, the scaling, translate and reflect along the y-axis. Hence, this value will be negative. So with this transformation matrix, the orthographic projection works. So I hope you used these three statements. GL matrix mode, GL projection, GL load identity, left, right, bottom, top, near, far. You use different values in our programming. Based on these values, the corresponding matrix mode operated with the scaling and translation effect, and finally the output will be projected in orthographic fashion. So with this, I will try to wind up these two transformation. There are many transformation as I discussed. So one thing you are familiar in your first year drawing, isometric projection. Isometric projection have been used in computer games, especially to give a isometric effect. I think when especially the children are playing game with a 3D, they are enjoying this game. This output of this type of effect can be visualized with isometric projection. Anywhere is beyond the scope of your syllabus, but you can learn only the way in which it is used in your API supports. These are some of the game screens. Here in isometric projection, if you observe, the projection plane normal makes equal angle with each axis. Hence, the normal is dx is equal to dy equal to dz. Only the 8 direction that satisfies this condition is used. This is the isometric projection. All three axes equally placed. So that's why it is called isometric. Measurements can be made, hence the name isometric is used. There are two types of isometric projection you may be done in your first year drawing. The object is tilted by 30 degrees and another one is tilted by 45 degrees. These two projection system is used in order to get your output in isometric projection. Oblique projection is observing the object in a particular angle. This is front view, side view, and top view. You are projecting the same in a particular angle. So you can use any perpendicular or plane here. So you can project all this to the crossing points. And if you join all of them, you'll be getting the oblique value. So this is the oblique projection, since this object is projected in a particular angle. So that leads to oblique projection. So here the projection plane normal differs from the direction of projection. Usually the projection plane is projected to a particular in an angle, measured of angles and a distance. Hence, you can observe the 3D effect in oblique projection. Whereas in it is one of the technique in orthographic to see the object in 3D effect. If you see, you may not get the 3D picture, side view or top view. But the same thing if it is projected in a technique used in orthographic, one oblique is one of the component of in orthographic projection. It is used for to see the object, realistic object. So note this oblique projection support. These are not there in your syllabus. Just for clarity, I am giving this projection system. So geometry of oblique projection here, a point P 0, 0, 1 is mapped to P dash 1 L cos alpha or I sin alpha 0 on xy plane. We will try to find out the xy value. X plus Z 1 cos alpha, YP, Y plus Z syllabus. Just for your clarity, I am just giving oblique projection. The transformation matrix looks 1, 0, L cos alpha 0, 0, 1, L sin alpha 0. So whereas the Z axis here, it is 0, 0, 0, rho is 0, and the last one is 1. So this is the transformation matrix is derived for oblique projection. So we have come to the last bit of this chapter discussion. I think you used GLU lookat function. There are 9 parameters are there in the lookat function. The 3 parameters are first 3 parameters is the position IX, IY, IZ, the object position. Your I position is used. The second one parameter is refers to at which point you are observing. That is look at X, Y, Z. And finally, the last 3 parameters specifies camera tilting effects in X, Y, Z axis support. So the up direction, look at the position and I position. These 9 parameter helps to view the object in different direction. So this is the 9 parameter support. This is the point IX, that is look at position. You are observing from camera position IX, IY, IZ. Similarly, here the position of UpX, UpY, UpZ. So totally the 9 parameters support. We are revisiting that, designing the cube and making use of these, changing these values to look that view of the cube in different direction. So the position the camera in the scene, place the tripod down and aim the camera. I think we already discussed this API. Just we are revisiting this effect of GLU lookup in the next program. Here we are using GLU perspective or frustum, whichever it is you can use. Both of them will give the perspective projection. The 4 parameters for GLU perspective are foveat, that is the angle, aspect ratio of your window support, Z near and Z far. The 4 parameters specify the perspective projection requirement, and already look at function, eye position, look at position, and as well as camera position support, the 9 parameters support. Using this, just an object is observed, we can change the values of all these 9 parameters. We can make this object go front and back and see the size of this object from a different positions. So to give this effect in your lab, you are having the 4th experiment. Using that 4th experiment, we can do all this exercise. So connecting viewing and modeling concept, moving camera is equivalent to moving every object in the world towards the stationary camera. Viewing transformations are equivalent to several modeling transformations used in GLU lookup support. So there are projection transformations to achieve some of the effects uses GLU perspective and GL ortho. You should know one interesting point here. These 2 transformations use left-handed system, whereas all other things uses right-handed system. So everything else is right-handed, including the vertex to be rendered. We use it up to now right-handed support, whereas these 2 projection system uses the left-handed system. So this is the point to be noted for our clarity. I think this resizing perspective and lookup function, when it is used here, if you observe GLU perspective, the angle, the aspect ratio, near and far, the 4 parameters are used here. So remaining all other GLU lookup, we use it 9 parameters support. So this 2 APIs, it helps you to visualize your view of your OpenGL program. The program that what we discussed in the last hour is drawing a cube and rotating or spin around axis. Now we are not only drawing the cube from the polygon support, the same logic is there. If you observe in this program, here the camera is parallel to the already X, Y, Z keys are used in the keyboard to shift the viewer positions. So lookup function uses this in order to reposition and reorientation of the camera. Here the viewer eye is assumed to be at the camera position. Camera position is the viewer eye. Remaining things are changed with the help of X, Y, Z in the program. Let us understand this program using perspective projection. The output is drawn. So this is the cube is drawn. Whenever you press X, Y, Z, based on the values of X and Y, the viewer positions are changed here. These viewer positions are used in the lookup function. Lookup function, if you observe, GLU lookup, viewer 0, viewer 1, viewer 2, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. Using this GLU lookup function, by supplying viewer position, we can view the object, the cube in different positions. For example, I'll just demonstrate this. If we view this cube from the front, it looks like a small rectangle. Here, GLU lookup is 0, 0, 1. All other parameters kept same, only I position. So whenever you change 0, 0, -1, camera look from behind. You are observing the same cube from the behind. When it is 1, 1, 1, if you just observe this, when it is the same cube, which is look at position, these three values are made same, I 1, 1. Then you can see the cube, the effect. The three faces we can observe. The remaining three faces are hidden. So similarly, whenever positions are changed, when it becomes 1, 0, 1, you can see that cube look like a small two rectangles. If the same cube is observed from the ground, that is from the bottom side, that is observation from the bottom side, this is the observation, you can see the cube, then the values of the first three parameters will be -1, -1, 1. Changing these parameters, we can see the object. When it is from 0, 0, 0, you are as good as you are inside the cube, you cannot see the cube at all. To give this effect, we are the same program, we are modifying it. The discussion on all the data structure vertices, the normal support, the color support, the same data structures are used. And GL polygon, we are giving color to every vertices. And we are calling color cube function. Theta values changing axis. Viewer position, you have to, initial values are 0, 0, some value say 5.0. There is initialization. Then this viewing position is changes with respect to pressing X, Y, Z position. X, Y, Z, the keys in your keyboard. And in the display function, this the GLU lookup function is invoked. GL clear, this is already used statement. Loading identity matrix. Observe this interesting GLU lookup viewer 0, viewer 1, viewer 2, 3 position. Remaining statement is same as used in the case of previous program. GL rotate F with respect to angle theta 0, theta 1, theta 2. Depends on changing values of these theta. The object is get rotated. Color cube, calling the color cube function. Color cube internally calls polygon. And finally, your program is ready and swap buffers. So this is double buffering scheme is used so that when after each operation is over, the buffer swaps and finally the buffer which is used for projecting is used to project the new data into your scheme. The mouse function is used for pressing the button in order to give the axis value in which axis you want to rotate this object, in X axis, Y axis or Z axis. Theta axis is used. At each time, whenever you press the button, plus by 2 degrees it is get rotated. And when it is reaches 360, once again it is made as 0 and once again your process continues. Calling the function display. So display is once again is called after it is projected. Here the new function is used in order to give keys, unsigned character key int xy. We already used a keyboard interface to your program. Pressing of the key, we are changing the viewer values. It may be 0, 1 or -1. Using this support, we are changing the values of viewer position and is used in lookup function as first 3 arguments, viewer 0, viewer 1 and viewer 2. And reshape function is same as GL viewport 00WH, matrix mode, load identity. Here we have to observe, instead of GL ortho, we are calling frustum because we want to observe the cube in realistic cube rather than orthographic cube. So the realistic effect of the cube can be catched with the help of two discussion we have done, that is perspective projection. In the perspective projection, we can use GL perspective or frustum effect. All these remain parameters the same as ortho, that is near and 20 is the far away. By changing these values, you can observe the volume of that sphere differently. GL, when W is greater than H, the frustum where W by H is get multiplied by last two parameters. So use this. We can also change these two functions by GLU perspective. The same effect we can observe, that I will show in the next slide. And finally, this is not required for this program. Just you can use frustum or perspective in your reshape function to give the effect. And finally, your main program is get ready. Your keyboard interface is added compared to your previous program. GL keyboard keys. The keys is used to give the viewer positions. So this program is interesting, and we can see now the effect of this. After discussing the program, now you can see if we view from front, it looks like a small rectangle and all angle we have shown. And here the position from where we are observing this. From the back, if you are observing, this is the arrow mark is shown, and it look like once again a rectangle. Whereas if it is viewed from this position, you can see the three faces that is observed here. So like that, try to run this program and see the effect of on this cube created with the help. Here, the same effect can be observed. Now the effect of this from the orthographic projection, if you want to do, -4, this is the viewing volume that you are creating. Instead of -4 to -4, only bounding volume will be 8, because -4 to 4 means totally 8 units are there in all directions. So using orthographic projection, same concept that can be visualized with modification to GL ortho. Here the colored cube is of size 2 units sitting at the origin 0, 0. Orthographic projection is -4 to +4, and the output that can be observed on the screen. So the frustum, I think GL frustum built-in function that what we use, which is having totally 6 parameters. The 6 parameters are left, right, bottom, top, near value, far value. So the left and right are the corner point supports, and bottom and top specify the coordinate of the bottom and top of the horizontal clipping plane. And the last two values are near value and far value, specify the distance to the near and far depth effect of the clipping planes. So the Z near is the position here, Z far is the farther place. So within this viewing volume only, we are observing cube inside this frustum. So this API helps in using in your program with GL frustum. So the effect of GL frustum, you can see this near clipping plane, far clipping plane, and look at Z position, frustum, viewing volume, up X, up Y, up Z. All these values are shown diagrammatically to get the meaning of frustum effect. So with this, I'll try to give the program fourth one and use this program to in your lab. Run this program. You can see the effect change, especially at the when you are calling your function with GL frustum or with GL perspective projection changing and GL ortho. All these things projection matrix support. You just change it and see the effect on the computer screen. So with this discussion, I will try to wind up today's session. tomorrow we'll try to discuss the same. One more program is listed in your laboratory, that is gasket program. We are creating a small triangle, converting into 3D effects using tetrahedron creation using a triangle. Using polygon, we have created a 3D, that is cube. Similarly, using triangle, we can create a tetrahedron. And there is an interesting geometry is there that is called as fractal geometry, that we'll try to discuss in the next hour.